Really important week, Packer week. Got a home game here. Excited to get back home in front of our fans. Our guys are doing everything we can to prepare for this game. Was pleased with our effort last week. Just ready to move on to the next. With that, I'll take any questions.
What's it been like to have Garrett and Dakota back this week?
It's been great. Yeah, obviously Dakota, really glad to have him back. He's looking good and healthy. Garrett, great to have him back, and definitely need those guys to help us.
Do you anticipate Garrett taking his job back, or has Mason kind of earned that spot?
I think both those guys are getting reps this week. We got to bring Garrett back along. He's missed a couple weeks of football, but both those guys are getting action right now. And as the week goes on, we'll see how we play the game out.
When someone's had COVID and not missed that much time, is there like that ramp up period in terms of like the physical readiness to actually play football?
There is, and we've had a year of experience with this with other guys that have had it, and some bounce right back, some takes a while to get their energy back. So we're taking it one day at a time. I'll say that he's done a great job, and he's doing everything that he can to get back on the field.
Obviously, Jefferson had a big game in Los Angeles. So what was kind of the difference maker of being able to find him more often in that game?
Yeah, well, I think number one, he just did a great job of making plays. Number two, our offensive line, we had some excellent protection, some good pockets for Kirk. Kirk played a stout game. It was just a team effort, and Justin was a big part of that success. But he made some great plays for our offense, and that's what we expect him to do. Him, Adam, Dalvin, our leaders, our playmakers did a good job on Sunday.
What can you say about that last catch he had, that 27-yarder on the sideline, which was perhaps the biggest play of the game?
Yeah, just a clutch play, excellent throw, great job locating the ball and coming down with it. It's kind of what we've grown to expect from him in those one-on-one matchups, and his length and his competitiveness really shown in that moment.
As a play caller, when he has a game like that, do you get kind of a blueprint, or is every defense so different? You start from square one every week.
Every week's definitely different. Every week has its challenges. One thing that Justin shows is that he's winning the one-on-one battles, and he's giving opportunities to his teammates as well, because they're getting single coverage too. So we'll just take it week to week, and I like the way you said it. We start from square one with our expectations. We just got to go out and prove it again. Last week doesn't matter anymore. We're 0-0 and just looking to go play our best game against the Packers.
Klint, with Jefferson, in terms of his height, length, body control, all of that stuff, how much do those factors change the definition of whether he's open when he's in one-on-one matchups?
Yeah, he just keeps proving it. He keeps proving it that when the ball's in the air, he's going to make a play, and it goes to his competitiveness. Obviously there's the athletic attributes that you got to have, but he competes really hard, and been really pleased with the plays that he's made and his teammates around him.
Zim said on Sunday that he didn't care about like going into 4-minute mode at the end of the game, just like go win the game. I guess kind of like, was it not 4-minute mode because of some of those deep shots that you guys took, as far as, I don't know, a typical 4-minute mode, just run the ball, try to control the clock that way?
Yeah. I think in a one-score game, it definitely wasn't. You feel like you gotta go move the ball, you gotta go score to go win the game. Instead of being accepting the fact that you can maybe give the ball back to them with a really good offense. So we weren't thinking 4-minute. We were just thinking just go run our offense and let our guys make plays, and they did. They did a great job.
What went into that? Obviously the Conklin crosser on the fourth and 1, but like the Dalvin 4th and 2. Is that kind of like heat check time for you as a play caller of just trying to ice the game at that point?
Yeah, we knew that we didn't want to give the ball back to those guys, and our players knew before that drive that we were gonna be aggressive, and that's something Coach Zimmer instills in us every week. Our offensive staff, our offensive players. So our guys weren't surprised, and we were going for it there. So I think they were all excited to accept the challenge.
When you were coaching quarterbacks, how did you emphasize aggressiveness versus not taking risks? It seems like that must be one of the hardest things for quarterbacks in determining when to take a shot and when to try to avoid getting sacked or throwing an interception.
Yeah, well, I think it goes back to the player. Those guys they're pros for a reason. They have those instincts, and that's what Kirk has. He has the instincts, he has the experience. And we're always looking to make big plays, and Kirk's got a lot of confidence in his guys right now. The offensive line's doing an excellent job too. It's a team effort, but I would put it back on just Kirk from playing a lot of football, high school, college football, a lot of NFL football, having a lot of experience and knowing when to pull the trigger. So it's a lot less coaching there, just more him.
I know there's only one voice that goes into Kirk's headset, but during games, who's giving you the most input as a play caller when you're deciding what you want to do?
It's a group effort. It's Coach Zimmer. It's our offensive staff. Yeah, it's a group discussion. Obviously, the most important discussions happen right now during the week, so that when those situations arise in a game, you've already talked about it. So, but there's a lot of voices. We're all in it together.
What do you think changed then, as far as like Zim kept telling us, like, be aggressive. That was kind of the mantra going into the second half. What changed in terms of play calling in the second half, coming out of, I guess, that final 1:30 at the end of the second quarter, and then a much different approach second half?
We're always trying to be aggressive. The guys made plays. What changed is our players made excellent plays. They stepped up and did it. I don't think there was anything different the way we approached the drives. Just our playmakers made plays when their number was called.
So what's the intangible on that? When you're aggressive on third and fourth downs, some of the players were saying they love the trust. They really love it when you can go for it in those situations. What intangible can that kind of take going forward then, when those players, they know that you can be aggressive on play calling, but you also know they can deliver?
Yeah, it's we're all growing in this thing together, and I think we've had that trust all along. That our guys just did a great job. They played well, and they know that like I said before, it doesn't carry over into this week. We start back from square one, and we got to go do it again. We're playing one of the best defenses in the NFL, so there's a huge challenge in Green Bay. We have a lot of respect for them, and we know we have to be aggressive to go win games.
Do you have a separate menu of plays for fourth downs, or is it all just lumped into short yardage calls?
There's definitely ones every week that we identify in those situations. Yes.
Scoring averages between you guys and opponents have been so drastically different in road games and home games. It's just so curious as to why you think the games have been so different, if you think that might change going forward.
Yeah, we definitely want to play our best football at home, so we can improve there, and we got the best fans in football, so we're gonna have a lot of energy there, and want to give our fans the best product. So our guys are they're not really worried about that. They're just worried about doing their jobs and me included, trying to do our job to execute one play at a time.
Hey Clint, what was going on with Brian O'Neill yesterday? We didn't see him out there.
Yeah, I would defer to Coach on that, but we got him back today. Really happy to have him.
Is that just you've dealt with us now a year and a half, where if it is some COVID related, like, you just don't know, if midweek you might lose a guy or two like that?
Yeah, it's just kind of the norm now. You accept it. You kind of expect those things to happen, and the players expect those things to happen too. So it just makes the guys that are lower on the depth chart. It just there's a heightened awareness of being ready to go.